Hello everyone, this is Braden Chase for Easy Funnel System, and it's good to be here with you guys tonight. I am pretty excited about a lot of different things. I have been able to take a couple of big steps in my marketing journey. Like I've said a couple of times on here, I am an English teacher, right? That's my training. I've been doing it for 10, almost 15 years now. And I love it, and I love helping people, and I love watching them, their minds go, oh, I suddenly understand, and I can communicate with my friends. I love doing that. It's wonderful. And I have all of these great ideas on how can I help, and all of this experience in helping people kind of break through those roadblocks, those communication walls that they have. And I love it. But I keep running into these limitations. I can only teach so many people at a time. So I'm like, okay, well, let's teach more people online, right? That's what that's for. So I started doing that, and that didn't work out very well because I can teach a few more people, but not that many. So then I started building courses, and I built some English courses, and then I got lots and lots of people, and it was cool, but I couldn't, because of the way the technology is structured right now, and the way that online courses are structured right now, I can't really give my students the feedback that they need in order to progress rapidly and overcome rapidly their challenges that they're having. So I was like, okay, well, I'm going to build this thing myself. So I started trying to learn how to code. By the way, coding's kind of hard when you're trying to build massive products like I was trying to do. It's way too big, database involvement and coding and JavaScript and CSS and Python and all these different things that I now know what they are, but I'm not a coder, right? I can't, I understand them, but I don't know how to build with them, not like a real professional expert programmer can do. So I kind of dropped that. I'm like, oh, well, maybe I can't do it. And I was like, oh, wait, there are lots of people in the world who can do this. Like, I've seen similar products to what I have in my head for other languages or for other, disciplines or whatever. I'm like, so this can be done, but just no one's ever done it, and I can't do it, but somebody could, and that means I got to pay them, right? If they're going to do the work, they need to be paid. So I'm like, okay, I don't have any money. I'm an English teacher, right? We're not exactly known for being wealthy. So what am I going to do? So I got in, and I've spent a lot of time just trying to market myself and learn how marketing works so that I could have more success in what I'm doing. And through that, generate more money, and then using that money, purchase and pay for these programmers to develop my stuff. And that's kind of the plan. Recently, I ran into since I teach mostly overseas, right? Most of my students are outside of the United States. I end up running into a lot of legal barriers with foreign governments. In particular, I won't mention any names, but one of the governments where the majority of my students are just changed their policy on international people doing processing bank transactions within the country, and I was blocked. So all of my students that are there, I can no longer help them anymore. Right? Shut down, locked out, done, right? So I'm like, now what do I do? And I have no control over that, right? I can't fight against the government, right? I mean, these are trillion-dollar governments. I can't fix that kind of stuff. So I'm like, well, what could I do in order to generate this money? Because I still need the money so I can build my cool project, right? My cool English teaching language practice project thing. And right now I kind of have this choice, right? I can either quit and just kind of go back and teach my classes, which I'm still doing, right? I still teach at a college. I'm a normal person. I can either do that and just kind of quit and keep going back and do those things and help my students, right, who are wonderful people and I love them dearly. But I in my heart, I can't handle that because I feel like I'm abandoning the millions of people who could benefit from my particular teaching style and my drive. There are a lot of people inside of my discipline of English teaching who are probably even better teachers than I am, but I don't know anybody who has the drive to teach people and teach tens of thousands and hundreds of thousands and millions of people the same way that I do, right? I want to change the world with this, and not like in some, fluffy way, but like if I change one person's world, if I give them the advantage that they never had before through English, then their world has changed. But I can't do that without the money. So that's kind of where the digital marketing comes in. By moving into digital marketing, I'm able to provide a service to companies and help them to grow. So, but what is that key thing, right? That my title that's down there. What's the key and most important aspect of a business? What can I, as a digital marketer, give to a business or improve to a business more than they have had before? And the key to that thing, as far as marketing is concerned, is the list. Now, online, that's almost always going to be the email list, but sometimes it's a contact list or a telephone list or an address list, depending on your market and what you're dealing with. But on the whole, it's going to be an email list, almost always. And that email list, having a list of people you can contact, people you can sell to, people who have shown interest in whatever it is you do. If you're a realtor, or if you do, sell lotion or soap, or if you do chairs or construction or whatever, having a list of people to say, hey, list of people interested in my stuff, I'm having a sale, come buy it. And they will come, right? But if you don't have that list, you can't tell them. And they won't come, and you don't make money, and they're not helped. So, it's this, having that list is beneficial to you and beneficial to others as well. It's so beneficial, in fact, that one of the best examples of this is Skype. So, let's see, I guess it's almost 5 years ago now, Microsoft purchased the company Skype. And that happens all the time in technology. Big companies purchase other smaller companies, happens all the time. But what was really unique about Skype is that Microsoft purchased Skype for like $12 billion. It was this absurd amount of money. And people were like, wait, what? There's like 15 other programs on the internet that do the same thing, that do these video conferencing things. It's done all the time. Why are you paying $12 billion for a piece of software? It doesn't make any sense. And that's because that doesn't make any sense. And that is not what Microsoft was doing. Microsoft was paying for the customers, paying to have that list, paying to have that contact, that customer base. That's what they were buying. Okay? That's the key. And you can see this pattern throughout business over time. It's not so much the technology or the assets or even the construction or the building or the design. It's the people who are attached to that company. That is and always will be the largest and most valuable asset of any company. It's the customers. Okay? But how do you reach those customers? Through some kind of list, usually an email list. And that's what I specialize in. I specialize in building email lists. I can accelerate that, I can streamline it, I can automate it, I can order it, I can structure it, chop it into little bits and segment it, is the word we use. You can segment it. There's all sorts of cool things you can do with a list to help your clients as best you possibly can with whatever product that you're selling, but also to help yourself, right? To help your business grow. If you have, 5 products and only one list, well, maybe you should segment like that a little bit. Like, let's say you're a pet store and you sell cat food and dog food, right? So you have people who own dogs and people who own cats who come into your store. Well, you probably want to talk to those people differently, right? You want to sell cat things to the cat people and dog things to the dog people. If you send one email that tries to sell both of them, they'll kind of be like, meh, right? And they're not that interested. But if you can segment that list and segment your communication with them, they feel happier because you're being more respectful of them. And since you're being more respectful of them, they will probably want to buy more from you. So you get benefited by more money, and they get benefited by being respected and being supported and lifted, right? And plus the cat gets the food that it needs, right? Or whatever. The product happens like it should. Anyway, that key part, right? Despite all of the work and all of the stress and the differences and what's going on, the most valuable asset of a company is always the customers. But how do we reach those customers? Through a list, customer contact information. Okay, I hope that was helpful for you guys. As you build your lists and build your companies, focus on that list building, because the more people you have in that list, the more money you will make and the more people you will help. Okay, thank you guys very much. Have a good night, and I will talk to you another day.